Ladies and gentlemen, thank you for watching. Today we're gonna be talking about the events that have led to the Prime Minister of the Colonial Republic going to Buea, and we're also gonna be talking about the coup d'etat in Niger and how it has affected Africa and the post-colonial events in Africa. So let's talk about this Prime Minister's visit to Buea, where he went there to sell his special status. You will recall that most of the events that happened during their so-called national dialogue, the events were aimed at imposing on the people of Southern Cameroon, Ambazonia, the their own what they want for the people of Ambazonia. They did not listen to the people of Ambazonia. They listened among themselves. If you see those who attended the Grand National Dialogue, the CPGM people, the elites, they talk among themselves. You heard about the revelation from Archbishop Kia, Reverend Kia, who made certain revelations about what happened there, and you saw what he said, that there were some arguments until Chief Mukete von Mukete said that they cannot have a federal system with the people of the northern zone. But that was that. Those were the argument that they were having among themselves. Okay, and the question is, who were those who represented the Southern Cameroonians? These people who went to this thing are CPTM people. They don't represent the people of Amazonia. They don't represent nobody. They represented themselves. So, okay, let's look at those things that were discussed that they claim that they want to give the people of Southern Cameroon. One of those proposals in the Grand National Dialogue was the adoption of that special status for the two regions. Right. They also discussed the restoration of the House of Traditional Chiefs. They discussed also the election of local governors. They discussed the immediate relaunch of certain airport and seaport projects in the two regions. They also discussed about the rapid integration of ex-combatants into society, what they call the DTR Center. Then the name of the country be returned to former name, the United Republic of Cameroon. Then also they talk about to implement the law that the government officials declare their assets in order to tackle corruption in the Anglophone crisis. Okay. They also talk about the restriction on humanitarian access and abuses against aid workers. They talk of crackdown on political opposition and dissent. They talk about a lot of things that they know that is part of the special status. That is what is carrying the Prime Minister to Buea. But let's emphasize on this status that they call special status, and what we know that Capo Daniel will start selling it because he knew that the Prime Minister will be going to Buea. They sent Capo Daniel to start announcing the special status thing. And we all know that when you see the way Capo Daniel was talking, his language was the language of treachery. He was communicating evil. We all know that. And we saw somebody who has been bought over, sent to come and sell a particular message. And the chef Bandy Godfather Capo tried his best to sell the special status thing. And that's why you see the Prime Minister now in Buea. Okay, now look at the thing that we are talking about. All the proposal of that their national dialogue, can it help in bringing back the Southern Cameroun we are talking about? No. Okay. They mentioned I think the election of a governor. Since when in all the 10 regions, we have not seen the election of any governor before. From Okala Bilai and the Lele Lafrique. Those two guys have been there forever. They are from Central Province. They're talking about having election of governors. But do you see this their thing that they call special status? I know it's just a piece of paper that they are trying to fool the people, and gullible people are buying to this nonsense, this crap. I don't, when I look at this thing, I say, oh my God, what has these people taken the Southern Cameroonians for? The seaport, the airport, all those things that they start promises almost 30, 20, 40 years ago. The Limbe Deep Seaport, the Tico Airport and all the Bali Airport, the Sonara that has been destroyed. Where are the royalties from Sonara? Where are all these things that they promise? And look at the management of this, the CDC, the top management. Where are the people who are running it? It is, when you look at things that are happening, we always have to fight. Somebody must die before they can bring in something that we are asking. That is the modus operandi of this relationship. From GC board, they had to kill a lot of people for GC board to come. They had to kill a lot of people for University of Buea to come and University of Bamenda to come. They have to kill people. So we are just the endangered species of people who they must sacrifice before something comes. So we're not doubting that. Okay. Now, look at some of those proposals that the attendees of their national dialogue. They said look at the first one, adoption of the special status. How, if we are calling ourselves Southern Cameroon, but La Republic has what we call the divide and rule system. Okay. They are trying to term us Nozo, Northwest and Southwest. When you want to give a people a status, first of all, they are not supposed to give us any status because we are equal status as it was mandated at the United Nations. We are two separate countries. Okay, they cannot come and give us a status. First of all, it's illegal. They have no right to do that. Okay. Now, they come now and say that there's a restoration of the house of traditional chief. We we had the house of chiefs, one house of chief. We do not have house of chief for northern and southern zone. No, 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 no. That is the like public system of divide and rule. Our our parents had one house. They do not have two houses. Like public came now and separated them and had two houses. The northern excuse the northern zone and the southern zone. Two houses. So that when they one say yes, this one say no. That's what they call divide and rule. Now, election of local governors. I'm just reading what is coming, what I Prime Minister went to facilitate in Buea, their colonial Prime Minister. You know that the Latvia has never elected governors. Never. Okala Pillai, who is there in Buea, the other one in Bamenda, Lele Lafrique. They have been there forever. They don't know, they are not even from the regions, they are just there, they cannot even speak English. They, they have no representation, nothing. So this is what we call, okay, then this one now, this is the one that they have used our people for decades. They say the immediate relaunch of certain airport and seaport project in the tour. This one is just a big lie because the Tico Airport, the Bali Airport, the Mamfe, we had so many airports. Tico Airport of all was an international airport. Where do you think Foncha and Indile they landed when they came from different meetings abroad in the United Nations and so on? They landed in Tico. And some landed in Bali. These are airports that were functioning. Where are they today? They're nowhere to be found. Then they are coming to lie at our people that they're going to start, they say, immediate relaunch of certain airport and seaport project. These people. Then another lie again, another lie that they are lying. This one that you know, I want, I want us to understand between uh, integrating people to be jobless. You know, when you integrate people to help them get something better, so you carry them, put in a one-room house, lock them up. You say you are integrating people. Integration is something that you transform people's life to be better. You don't want to pack them in a house there and, for how long? There are some of the youths who are in DDR Center now for the next 5 years. For the next 5 years. They have been there for the past 5 years. They'll be there for the next 5 years. So 10 years will be lost. What am I talking here? Look at these things that they put together. Okay, they say the name of the country to return to the United Republic of Cameroon. You cannot have a federal system, right? As they claim that they want to, but they are still using the United. How do you unite? You are using a United name, but you want to claim that you have an, a federal system. So these things are just paperwork, you know. La Republic is the last government you can ever trust. They lie to the teeth. Anything they write on paper, don't take it serious until you see it implemented. This one that they say they declare the other one they say implement the law that government officials declare their assets in order to tackle corruption. Hey, since when has one La Republic government official declared their assets? Since when? So the thing is that we've seen the wave of these coup d'etats around Africa. La Republic is the best student of France. La Republic pass all their tests. It takes A. La Republic is graded by France as A student. You know, when you write GC now, get A in all your subjects. La Republic is the best. So France has no problem for Buea staying there. That's why when they tell Buea anything, Buea say yes, yes sir, yes sir. That's why France will never worry Buea there. Okay, and France come with her allies. They think that I'm baffled. Okay, it's just that the Buea regime has been indebted so much so that the generations that are gonna come are gonna have to pay this debt. They have borrowed money from IMF. They have borrowed money from different sources, from different governments. But you ask yourself, well, who are those who are going to pay this money? The next generation, instead of coming to enjoy the fruit of their parents and four parents, their labor, they'll instead come and meet mess of corruption. So so you see the difference, and that is what is going to happen. Where you see youths who come like this, but they don't have anything. The economy will be down. Everything. There's no money to do anything. They'll instead be paying the debt. Eh? Cameroon is one of the highest indebted countries. I don't want to mention the highest corrupt countries because we all know that. But if you see how they are doing privatization, right? They, how do you privatize even something that you have citizens that can manage it? You give it to foreign countries. You give to foreign countries to manage even something that you have competent people that can do it. When people stay abroad, we have doctors, we have engineers, we have people who can come back home and do a lot of things. But the system does not permit that. Even the thing they call the dual nationality, they don't allow. If you are a citizen of another country, you want to go there, they will say, "Oh, you are a foreigner." That is the most witchcraft that has even encouraged this thing, this crisis. You know, when you go to a country that has to recognize you, right? But they say no. you are not a part of that country. You go, you see a passport, and your passport show up. You have an American passport, so you are not Cameroonian or you are not from this area. What? How do you feel? That why do you think people take up nationalities in other countries? Is the way they welcome them, the opportunities in those countries. Okay, anything you do in those countries, you become successful. But you cannot be in a country where first they don't want to identify your identity. No matter, that is a good thing with some countries. In America, no matter what nationality you take, no matter what, wherever you're coming from, they always put it on your passport. Place of birth is there. But you have American passport. So, but they respect Buea, that's what they say. Respect of somebody's identity. Okay. When you go to a country where I remember some years back when we used to go home and come back all the time and they'll look at your passport. Oh, you are from America. I'm like, man, I'm from Cameroon, I'm from. They say, no, vous les Américains, they have that tendency of pushing you out if you are not part of the train, and that is what is happening. Some people have just abandoned. They don't even want to hear about going back home. They don't even want to hear. Because what do you go back home and do when there's no opportunity? You want to do something, they will charge you. You want to do this, they will charge you. Usually, if you are a student, you are not even supposed to pay for a container. That that is a normal policy. Students don't pay when they ship goods. Okay, they have a certain clause that says students, because you are coming from abroad, you coming with stuff. So you put your stuff inside a container. You're not supposed to pay as a student. Okay, but La Republic will not hear that. If you come, you're a student. Okay, they know that they will instead charge you something because you don't know. Some students don't know that they are not supposed to pay goods at the seaport, or at the airport. Okay, they are students. It is an international law. It's not about individual countries, or they, they give some preference to students who are, they know that can do some transactions, has it. But at the end of the day, we see this country that is not trustworthy. Now, tell me, do you think that with all this misrepresentation, with all this government can fulfill their promise? Tell me. Because in September of 2019, okay, the Republic President announced this is a Grand National Dialogue thing, okay. But tell me, how many of those things has been implemented to date? None. No one. Even the basic one that they mentioned, the basic one that they mentioned has not been, okay. How many? The House of Chief is not the House of Chief that we had. The House of Chief, the headquarters was in Buea. It was in Buea. It was not Northwest Chief and Southwest Chief, no separate house. No. Okay, that's the divide and rule policy. They talk about election of local governor. What local governor are you electing? Yeah. They say immediate relaunch of certain airport and seaport. What these people? We had all this thing before. Limbe deep sea port. Where is it? We had, you know, Limbe seaport and Douala port are just night and day. We have Atlantic Ocean facing us like this. We are not an inland country. That's a good thing. If like public don't want to do business with us, we will do business with Nigeria, the biggest economy in Africa. Is our neighbor. We don't have okay, look for example the issue that they had with the cocoa farmers who were prefer to sell their cocoa in Nigeria. Why? Nigeria buy high. Nigeria buy 100, 1,005, 1,500 per kilo. How much do they sell in that? Will come and buy them? How much? It's not up to $1,000. So where are you going to sell your cocoa? If somebody come and buy for 1.5, another person come and buy for 700, half the money that you sell, then they say they should not go and sell in Nigeria. Are you crazy? Cocoa farmers sell their cocoa once a year, but you don't want them to go and sell and make money. You want to come and buy for cheap. They'll work all their year, clear the farm, do pumping, spray the cocoa and do everything. All the hard work. You don't want to come and buy it so that it should be cheaper. Imagine how these people are just wicked. You come and buy a cocoa for 700. You go and sell in Douala for 2,000. In Nigeria, if they buy for 1.5, know that they are selling for that 2,000 or 2,000 something. At least they are making some gain. But at least they are giving the farmers to some encouragement that they should keep, working the farm and helping themselves. Okay. So all these things that they're saying, look at where is the power come? So we don't have hydroelectricity power to produce light for ourselves. Must it come from another country, or we have that opportunity that we had this Menchum fall, we had this we have about how many falls in Amazonia that we can produce our own light. But where is it? This light shortage, all these things, it shouldn't be an issue. It shouldn't be an issue because we have the dams, we have the waterfalls that can be connected easily. Yeah. The one in Ombe, we don't know. We had this Ombe industrial zone. We have this. What is wrong with it? What is wrong with it that light goes off when we have open? So this is what we are talking about. This nonsense of special status is crap. It's all crap. Okay? We will not be in a country where people are so greedy, stinginess. They want to eat everything. Now, what is happening in Niger? When you see what is happening in Niger, what comes to your mind is the French new colonialist policy that is being sent out of Niger. It happened in Mali. It happened in Burkina Faso. It happened in other African countries that they are sending the French colonization out. I'll tell you that if Nigeria had attacked Niger, ECOWAS would have been in trouble because there were many countries that have backed Niger, you see. So the mistake ECOWAS would have done, because, before, see how Gaddafi was killed. No African country supported Gaddafi. You cannot stay in your continent. You allow somebody to come and attack your fellow African country. You say nothing, you do nothing. It's so sad. Better think about it then. Because we see how the French is taking all the resources from Africa. Imagine 1 year the French take about 500 billion, 500 billion of resource worth of things from Africa. And the man, Mali has finally deleted any accord that they had. Accord, France, blah blah blah. Mali finally signed up, and that's a good move, because France has to start learning to live by itself. It's the same thing we're facing in Amazonia, where La Republic is still not seeing itself living alone without Amazonians. It's just as if it's a kind of marriage where you just think that you live with that person forever, and when you don't have good character, you don't have anything, you don't have. We can't live like that. Okay, you cannot live in a world where you are remote controlled. You can't. So let me show you these statistics. This coup d'etat statistics is just mind blowing. Okay, look at this. In Africa, we have had 216 coup d'etats. 216. And imagine, look at the countries. Some of them you ask yourself, but what is going on? What is going on? Let me open it so you can see very well for yourself. Look at Sudan. Sudan is one of the highest with different coups, right? Sudan has 17, according to the statistics, right? 17 coup d'etat and 6 have succeeded, while Burundi has had 11 coup d'etats. How many succeeded? 5. Wow. Burkina has had 10 coup d'etat and 9 have succeeded. Wow. This thing is terrible. Look at Ghana. So Ghana have 10 coup d'etats. 10. Sierra Leone 9. 5 succeeded. No, Sierra Leone 10 and 5 succeeded. Look at Comoros, 9 coup d'etats, 4 succeeded. Nigeria, 8 coup d'etat and 6 succeeded. Child, man. Wow. Anyway, that's the statistics. I just wanted to show you how most of these coup d'etats have been organized by France and other Western countries. And it happens, but they do this if you are a president that you don't align with them. They do everything to topple you. Everything. That's why you can see Paul Biya has been in power for 41 years, successfully launched, his stuff and so on. So uh, most of them are just like that. Okay. Thank you for watching. Thank you, any for today. Yeah. Thank you. Yeah.